me, and we are live. Okay. Hello, guys. I know it's been a minute since we've done a Pasta Fridays, especially a Pasta Fridays on a Friday. Very weird circumstances we find ourselves in. I'm here with Nicholas Cooney, and we've got three amazing stories to read tonight. Hope you guys are
Yeah,
ready.
hi. Hi everyone, it's me, Nicholas Cooney, your friend, and wait a minute, it's the 20th, but that's not a whatever.
It's a
It's
Friday
close enough.
somewhere.
It's a
It's
Friday
2
somewhere.
a.m. It's 2 a.m. It's
Mhm.
Loser Friday.
Yeah, and that's what I am. So, I'm in the right spot. Let's go.
Okay, so our first story is The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, episode 66.
I'll start reading. How many sentences do you think I should do? It's not that long.
I would
Should I
do
just...
the first paragraph or two, like, the
All right.
text blocks. You can either do one text
Yeah.
block or two text blocks.
I'll do the first two.
Okay.
Can anyone help me out here? I'm looking for a lost episode of The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm sure some of you remember. If you're from the northern part of Virginia and
Oh
watched the
no.
show,
Oh no. I know someone who's from the fucking northern part of Virginia who watched the show and won a sweepstakes.
yeah, you just had to call the number what Sonic the Hedgehog says, and then you get the prize. Yeah. Watch the show. You may have seen this. Some backstory first, however. I first recall seeing this episode when I was 8. It was episode 66 of season 1. There was only one season.
Someone should do a
And
fucking parody of this where it's like episode 69.
yeah,
I'm gonna
I also
stick with
would like to
69. 69 is the funny six number.
yeah, I'd also like to point out that what a loser kid that he was like keeping track of every episode of this show as it
He's
was
entering
airing
the
like,
fucking sweepstakes. He wants to win.
oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. He kept all those TV guides handy so he could like jot what the order and
Yeah, you
stuff.
didn't realize that the competition was already won by the Chad Christian Weston Chandler.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy is just like in his shadow. Like, it was only aired in Northern Virginia, as the broadcasting station had ignored the notice not to play the final episode of the bundle due to its extreme adult content.
They all fucked. That's what happened. That's the ending of The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Come here,
Yeah.
you rodent!
Yeah, after Sonic becomes Santa Claus, he has some new laws come into place on Mobius.
This was the station's choice, as it had This was the station's choice as it had purchased the syndication rights for the area, but concerned parents later sued them after several children came down with light neurohemorrhaging that had caused severe nightmares and vomiting. So this is going for some like what do you call that? Lavender Town syndrome? That's what it's trying to
Yeah, this
copy.
sounds like where like the fucking waves of the sound, the sine waves or whatever made them get all
The
sick and
episode
have
was
like
so horrible it made them sick. They all saw the thrusting and they couldn't handle it. The thrusting.
yeah, it made them sick to their stomachs and yeah,
Viewing
unfortunate.
this episode killed no one, and older viewers seemed immune to the effects of whatever caused the bleeding. Wait, what? The bleeding? Did we
Yeah,
say
they
anything
said
about
neural
bleeding?
hemorrhaging, so earlier the
I mean,
hemorrhaging is
I
bleeding.
guess that can be, that is bleeding in the brain, but like, God, how did no deaths come from that? Needless to say, a freeze was put on the production and was hushed up on the news. The show was replaced by the series simply named Sonic the Hedgehog. That's not true. That
Didn't
they
they
aired at the
coexist?
same time. Yeah, they aired
Yeah,
at the same like year. Like I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's bullshit. That
yeah.
did not happen. It
I'll
did not.
yeah, it did not. I'll pick up the next
Oh, hi
paragraphs.
Sonic Underground.
I started my search for the episode after the nightmares from watching the episode returned after 16 years. The nightmares were vivid. They contained visions of people in a long line, all of them clutching their faces in despair. The people in this line spread the full length of the street, and all had seemingly abandoned their cars to join the others waiting.
So what? The Nintendo
Everything,
Switch 2 is launching and Mutahar needs to get it now. Is anybody
yeah,
shocked? Like, how is this
yeah.
spooky?
Yeah. I'm not good at math, but 16 years after
And
1993
he
or
was
whatever when
8 in
Sonic.
93.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to figure out what year this would be though if it's like 16 years after 93. I don't have a calculator on me. Uh or do I? Where's my Doesn't matter. Anyway, um everything had a dark red tone to it, like the
Oh,
sun was burning out the sunset, but never fully went down. Those that weren't in the line littered the street.
black hole sun, won't you come?
I can't recall much of the dream beyond hints of looting, things like a line of dead riot police, smashed windows,
This
a
is in the
collapsed
fucking
skyscraper in
episode?
the
Why?
distance, and upturned cars. But no one in the line paid attention to this. They simply sobbed as the line shifted forward. Yeah, I think this is just a nightmare from watching the episode, but like
Oh, okay.
why is the
I can
nightmare
just
instead
imagine as the nightmare's happening over the intercoms, you just hear, more chimneys, more.
Yeah, you just gotta have like all this is happening, all these dead people and stuff, and then you just hear dun 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 dun
This
dun
is the
dun dun
result of
dun dun dun
Robotnik
dun
Claus
dun
winning.
dun dun dun. Yeah, this is the bad future. It turns out that him winning is even worse than the
When
Sad AM
Santa
Robotnik
when Santa
winning.
was telling him to give up 100 fucking times, Sonic was like, you know what? I'm out of here.
Yeah, he killed himself and like actually gave up. And Tails became a mirage or constellation in the sky or whatever.
Yeah. The end.
Yep. Yeah, the end. So the nightmare ended with one of the members of the line looking directly at me. He said nothing, but shifted to an unnatural pose. His arms bent at 45-degree angles, and his legs spread into a box over the ground.
The
His
fuck?
mouth agape. As he did this, the rest of the people in the line did the same, striking a slightly different, twisted pose. All were looking at me. I awoke with tears in my eyes.
What a
Calm down, son.
crybaby.
It's just a nightmare.
My logical step to finding this episode, oh, so we're just forgetting about all that, lies with the station that originally aired it. There is nothing odd about the station. It's an old management. Its old management has since moved on. Committed suicide. What?
What?
They committed
I also like
suicide?
that
Nothing's odd about this. They all committed suicide.
I also really enjoy the last few like text like paragraphs we read were actually just filler in this
Yeah.
creepypasta.
As the new manager pointed out to me, over a cup of coffee. Hey, you know those people who used to run this place? They fucking killed themselves. The new manager and I discussed the station's past. I intentionally eased into the subject of the lost episode. As it turns out, I was right to do so. When I brought it up, John, as he will now be known as, oh, this is like Sonic.exe! My friend Kyle, or let's just call him that, literally
Mhm.
spilled his coffee on his lap, scorching his fucking crotch.
I also like how he's like, well, actually, my name is uh is Philip Fisher. Oh, you will be now known as John. Henceforth, you will be John. He told me the subject was a personal one to him. As it
Yeah,
turns
seeing how
out,
all of his friends
John,
fucking killed themselves.
yeah, John was the original owner's son. So his dad, he
His
had
dad
some
killed
coffee. He's like,
himself.
he had some coffee, and he's like, let me tell you about how my dad blew his fucking brains out because of a Sonic cartoon. He was kind enough to explain to me that the legal fees he was receiving in conjunction with the mail he was receiving from children and parents alike had pushed him too far. He hung himself in the family kitchen because of Sonic. I was a little taken
That's
aback
no
by
good.
this news. Yeah. So I figured I was digging too deep and decided to drop this madness, maybe call it a day. Before I could exit John's office, he told me he would send me the mail. His reasoning? He wanted me to know what happened. His curiosity was almost as deep as mine, which wasn't surprising considering this episode killed his father.
No,
I told him
I am your father. That's
the
impossible.
episode, yeah, the Sonic episode's actually his daddy. Uh, Daddy. Oh, word that I can't say. I told him I'd take a look deeper into the subject and get back to him on anything I dug up.
The letters were, as one would expect, angry mothers asking what kind of station would air such filth, legal fees ranging in hundreds of thousands of dollars, enough to send any station broke in the 90s, and of course, drawings from children's depicting scenes of the episode. They were they were
Binks?
thinks. They were thinks like the blood, and usually dull colors that persisted throughout the dog shit things.
And dog shit things such as Robotnik vomiting blood and Tails crying over the corpse of a feathered, headless bird.
It's supposed to be feathered. It is a bird after all.
Yeah, yeah.
One letter, however, caught my attention. Specifically, it was a letter from the studio that produced the series. Thank you for purchasing the rights to air Sonic the Hedgehog. The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sega, 1993-1994. All rights reserved. Enclosed is the series list, episode descriptions, episode 1 through 66, the entirety of season 1, and legal information regarding the air times.
Where's the Deke credit?
Yeah, there's no Deke. Deke didn't do shit.
In poor handwriting at the bottom of the page, a scrawled note was placed with the words, Episode 66 is not to be aired.
You could have
This
just
is a
not gave it
database
to him.
error. Exactly. This is a database error and contains corrupted material. The initials JS followed.
Also, I love how we're getting screen caps of the episode before anything, and it looks like Tails is just being blasted with cum.
Yeah, yeah. It also looks like he's trapped in because it's got static or whatever. Looks like he's trapped in like a delicious what is it? The Oreo Blizzard. And I also like that it's like, guys, no, no, see, this is a good creepypasta because I put a lot of VHS filters over a picture of Sonic, the cartoon, so it's good, right? I don't know
And
what the initials JS stand for, by the way.
the photo below has Tails like hitting a dab.
Excellent. Oh, I see it, yeah. All right. I set out to find this episode, but to no avail. My second plan was to ask the people who sent the angry letters about the episode,
Hey, I know your kid's
about their
dead
take
and
on it.
shit, but can I get your opinion on this episode?
Yeah, what do you think about this Sonic episode that kills kids and gives them brain
Pretty
hemorrhages and
wacky,
stuff and
huh?
horrible nightmares? Uh, those who had not moved away since then gave me the canned, I don't know, or not this again responses.
The
But I
canned, their
did,
fucking kids got brain hemorrhaging.
yeah. What's wrong with I don't know if you don't want to talk about the fucking horrific like cartoon that made your kids? See, it would be funnier if this was about Sonic Underground giving these kids fucking like disease. Like that'd just be way funnier to me.
Like fucking, it's literally just ripping off Lavender Town Syndrome. The Sonic Underground music fucking gives them brain hemorrhaging.
Well, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? Can I tell this story? Because we weren't recording when it happened. We were like looking at some Sonic Underground stuff the other night, guys. And all I can say is, uh, there's a song from Sonic Underground that I kept locked in my mind palace for damn near 20 years. The last time I watched the episode it came from in its entirety, it was on my PS2 when I was a kid. The one with Knuckles. And so I'd almost forgotten about that song. But we're watching a thing about Sonic Underground, and the song comes on, and before it even gets to the rest of the lyrics, I jump in because just the sleeper agent in me activates, and now I am permanently cursed with the memory of No One Is an Island from Sonic Underground. So Thanks, Dylan. It's great. But yeah, no, that song is more cursed than any of this. So they should have been like, oh yeah, this is my Sonic Underground creepypasta. The Knuckles episode sucks so bad it like killed
He's
kids.
about to get really pretentious with the next like sentence.
Yeah, all right. Not this again responses, but I did chance upon one man
I
around
did
my age that
chance upon.
remembers.
Like, if you're not
Yeah.
gonna have sophisticated language in the beginning of your story and have a sophisticated character, don't use words like chance in this way.
Yeah. That remembers and taped the episode. He invited me in and showed me his VHS copy of the episode. It was badly decayed from the years of neglect in his
Decayed.
garage.
It's just decaying. Like, it won't even
Dude,
work in the VHS player. It's just the plastic's rotten.
all the tapes I have right now, dude, are ones that I got because people threw them out after having them from decades, and they were literally out in this, and they're fine. They're not even
Yeah,
rotten
I
because
used to be paid.
tapes.
Me and
Yeah,
my
you have to go out of your
stepdad
way to fuck up a tape.
me and my stepdad would be paid to clear out garages and stuff. And we took out so many fucking VHS tapes. And I hardly ever had it to where they didn't fucking work. Like,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
has those little fucking the little plastic guard over the film for a fucking reason. Like, they can survive next
I
to nothing.
Yeah, like 10 years ago, like a little over 10 years ago, Dylan, when I was still living at my mom's and stuff back in the day, there was a thrift store. I bought a VHS tape of like one of the Dragon Ball Z like tapes. I was like, "Oh, hell yeah." And it was a little bit broken because like the little flap thing was missing, but I looked on Wikipedia, saw the schematic or whatever the little instructions of how a tape is supposed to look and was able to fix it so that and it functioned. So like even if these tapes were horribly whatever, you could have just taken the literal tape part of the cassette out and transferred it to a different shell and it would have functioned.
How could you, Sonic? What have you done? The rest of the episode was static, with the
Yeah, yeah, it
occasional
was.
scream and twisted figures, not animals or people, but figures staring at the viewer. If they're not animals or people, I don't know what the fuck they are. With
I do
their
gotta say though, like he's describing these horrible, poorly defined figures that he can't tell if they're animals or they're people. Yeah, that sounds like Mobians from Adventures of Sonic, dude. Who gives a shit, land?
with their circular mouths and open black eyes emitting a straight a slight
A slight
screech.
screech.
A slight
How do eyes
screech.
make a screech? I
Yeah,
don't
why are the
know, but
eyes screaming? The tape sent chills up my spine, and I asked if I could take the tape for research. Research purposes. I was doing into the episode. He agreed quite readily, and I promised to keep him updated about it. I took the tape back to John, or so we'll call him that, and we watched it for about 15 minutes until John jumped back in his seat.
I like how you know, and he had the courage to tell you, like, over a cup of coffee that this fucking shit killed his dad, made his dad kill
Yeah, then you
himself.
make him watch
And
it.
then the first thing you want to do is show it to him. I don't know if these suicidal tendencies run in his family, but considering he's the son, there's a very high chance that it does. And wow, you're a cool guy for showing him this. He told me he saw the figure with black eyes, but it spoke for a brief moment. He claimed he saw its lips move, mouthing a word he thought was eternity. We watched that same 1 second flash for what must have been 30 times, and each time we both attempted to freeze the frame on the figure. It disappeared when the video paused.
That one's kind of spooky. If it wasn't for Sonic being here, that might actually be creepy in a different
Yeah, you
pasta.
could probably just crop this thing, just like lasso this part of the creepypasta and like just stitch it
If
onto
it wasn't
something
for
else and it might work.
everything else here, like if it was just a story about like someone finding a tape with like a figure on it and it like whispers eternity or mouths eternity, like that could be kind of creepy if it wasn't for literally everything else in the story.
Yeah, because I remember that this is the same cartoon where Sonic eats like these big chili dogs, and there's a robot monkey that has a light bulb on
You've
its head,
munched
so
your
that kind of
last
makes
chili dog.
yeah. I'm declaring open season on hedgehogs. Yeah, when you remember that this is the same cartoon that has that, you kind of like because this is a Deke cartoon, so the funny thing is that like the chances of this creature like being in other Deke cartoons is non-zero. So imagine you're trying to enjoy Super Duper Sumos and this fucking eternity thing shows up. I called it a day there. We need a better copy of the episode if we were to
We need to
find
see
out
more of it.
why.
That's the problem.
Yeah, he didn't kill himself like his dad, so we gotta try harder. Wyatt ended the entire series and caused me nightmares for much of my childhood. Short of traveling to France and talking to the animation studio, I gave them a call. They bluntly told me there was no episode 66. 65 was the last episode of the season. Knowing this was a dead end, I called again and asked for the contact information of the voice actors. As you know, they will just
We
give that
already
out.
told you to fuck off.
Yeah.
Most of the
There ain't no episode 66.
Most of the information was out of date, it seemed, shockingly. The information given for the voice actors of Robotnik, he's fucking dead, Scratch,
Yeah.
Grounder, and Sonic all gave me number non-service. He's dead, or people
Yeah,
told
I
me
don't
that
think
I
you're gonna
had
be
the
able to
wrong
ring
number.
Robotnik.
However, I did manage to contact one person, Robotnik from Beyond the Grave. Christopher Evan Welch, the voice of Tails. I managed to, don't rope him into the story, to hook him for a fake interview about his roles in 90s television. As you would expect, Chris turned up, as you would expect, all of our expectations about this rando. Chris turned up wearing casual clothing and a smile on his face. He looked like an average guy in his late 20s, aka me.
Okay. So this creepypasta must have been written in the early 2010s or something like that, or late 2000s if he's in his late 20s, given that he was whatever. I'm trying to figure out the timing of this, but I don't have a calculator and I don't care enough to get one. As he sat down, I asked about some of his roles in bands and television, working my way to Sonic. When I did get there, however, he got really quiet and evasive. Of course he did. I asked him specifically about episode 66, and he froze. His pupils almost retracted to nothing, and he looked at me, telling me the episodes only went up to 65. I knew better, of course, and asked him about his script, where he was talking to Sonic about something he had done. The man grabbed his face, not in frustration, but to wipe his eyes. They were beginning to well up. He took a deep breath. He told me the episode was written by Jeffrey Scott, and the usual spiel that follows. Jeffrey was a nice man and was very patient with Chris as he read the script, being 11 at the time. But as the first season drew to a close, Jeffrey had become very angry with everyone, even 11-year-old Chris.
The voice
This is like,
actors for Robotnik and Sonic threatened to quit over his behavior. Yeah, very likely. And then they came back to do the Christmas special. But the executive producer paid them both very large sums of money in hand. Oh, you're like giant bags of money. Just give them money
cartoon
bags
bags,
right
yeah,
there.
Monopoly.
Right there. There read the script from Jeffrey that Jeffrey had written. Truly one of the worst Jeffreys ever. Apparently,
Yeah.
Jeffrey had an order from high up, the top of Sega, as far as Chris knew at the time, to produce this episode. It was Yuji Naka trying to ruin this. Insider trading was always his thing. And it was listed as a business priority. Chris
Mr.
explained.
Naka, Mr. Naka, please don't edit the episode this way. It'll give kids brain hemorrhages and nightmares for decades. Good luck to them.
Chris explained to me how As they read the script, he felt great sorrow and terror. It was as if they had lost a close friend or family member or father. Even seeing those people die before them, he told me of the scarring to his vocal cords from the screaming that invoked by reading the script. Even the extreme exhaustion. It's like he's trying to do Super Saiyan 3 for the first time. Of the other
Yeah.
voice actors involved. Oh
Just want to
fuck, the
remind
story's
everyone that's
almost over? Does this seem like it's almost the end of the story?
no, it feels like we're building up to something, but we're already at the end. I just want to point out to everyone that the vocal strain he's describing all and stuff. Remember, this is the cartoon where Sonic taps on the robot and goes, "I'm over there."
You get the
All
last
right.
two ones.
Yeah, I'll do them. Yeah. The session ended with the security pulling the voice actors from the studio before things went even worse. Even his mother pulled him from the show the next day, fearing for his safety. I stopped the interview there and asked for a copy of the episode, but none were ever sent back to the voice actors. That is as far as I've come in the search for episode 66.
Just
I've
saying, the
heard there
Christmas
may.
special happened after episode 65.
I know where you live, children. I've heard there may be a copy in the studio in France, but I have no way of getting there on my budget. I know it exists, and many more people out there must have a VHS copy. So that's why I asked the internet, help me in my search, please.
If it was SatAM, I'd know a guy, but unfortunately it's Adventures of, so you're kind of on your own. That
Yeah.
was Sonic the Hedgehog, episode 66. What did you think of this?
Um, I You know what's funny is that I like a year or so ago actually read this with a mutual friend, Yappy DK. I forgot because this left no impact on me.
I could understand
But
this is like a really fucking forgettable story.
it feels like the story like ends before it even starts. And it blessed us with and if it was gonna be this short, I don't think they needed to go into detail about the nightmare. That was like a filler episode in this mini
We didn't even get to
series.
find out what the fuck Sonic did. Like, it was a creepy pause. It blue balled me. That's what it did. Collect blue balls. That's what it fucking
Yep.
did to me. Sonic didn't even do the, I'm over there, and he rips out Tails' skull. Like, none of that shit. Like, we didn't get anything. We didn't get any type of payoff to all the fucking setup. It was like, something creepy's gonna happen. Something's creepy's gonna happen. Actually, no, I'm out of here.
Yeah, we didn't even have some edgy shit like how the actual thing when they're recreating that like Hansel and Gretel where Tails all like, I just realized I'm a girl. This one, hey, I just realized I'm a living dead girl. We didn't get anything like that.
Yeah, pretty
Nothing
lame
edgy.
story. Like, pretty lame story. Even the spelling mistakes and grammar fuck ups weren't that bad. This story
Yeah,
just
they were.
sucked.
Yeah, they're the kind of like fuck ups in the grammar where like if you're like on autopilot, you'll just read it the right way. That's why I had to like point out was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the real reason the dad hung himself was because he was in a really boring creepypasta and wanted to get out of it.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
All
Okay.
right, so
Now
is
we
there
are
another one we're
on
gonna move
to
to?
our next story.
All right. Who's that creepypasta? Doo doo doo. It's Mario Kart 64. See you next time.
So, our story is Mario Kart 64. See you next time. Hopefully, this story is cringier than our last story. It's a very short one, and I'm really hoping that its length will make it go to the crazy really fast. So, let's get into
Yeah.
this.
All right, I'll read the first one. I got it. Brad was a major video game fan,
Much like everyone
especially
else.
for Nintendo games, and more specifically, Mario games. Yeah, Mario. Mario actually rules, though. I that's not even a joke. Brad's
Especially
first
during
system
the
was an N.
N64 era. Like,
Oh,
Mario was, like,
absolutely, yeah.
dominating during that area. Like,
That was
Crash was
like,
cool, but, like, Sonic was fucking dead on the side of the street in the N64 era.
Yeah, I would like to point out that during this console gen, Dylan, there's more Mega Man games on Saturn than Sonic games.
It's fucking sad. It's fucking sad.
So yeah, and the cool thing is all of Mario's N64 games, like even the sports ones, like I would never have tried them, but they were all popping off. All of
Yeah,
the
no,
spin-offs were good during this
he
time.
had like some of the best Mario parties if you have fucked up hands. He had fucking the beginning of the sports franchises, the
Tennis, golf,
beginning of the true fucking Mario Kart franchise, like
Paper
fucking
Mario.
yeah, Paper Mario, like Mario dominated the N64.
Yeah. So Brad's first system was an N64, which he got when he was 5. He loved playing games on it, even more than his schoolwork. Schoolwork
Oh,
was
wow.
Brad's favorite thing in the world until he discovered Nintendo 64. And then like he just didn't love schoolwork anymore because before it was an addiction practically.
I had to choose
His
between my
parents,
schoolwork or Mario 64. Oh, don't make me choose.
yeah, it's too hard. His parents hid the system from him until his grades got up. When they did, his parents forgot about the system in
We
the
didn't
attic
need any
and
of that. We didn't need any of that.
yeah, in the attic and told him to sell all of his N64 games. Okay, these parents, like, please die. You guys are assholes. Even Brad's favorite, Mario Kart 64, as the games were useless without a system. Just get a new system. The thing is, look, the last time I bought an N64, I got lucky. I bought it in 2011 before, the 20th anniversary of the N64, before like the nostalgia tax kicked in, and it was $20 and came with like controllers and games. Like I
Man,
gave it to
I
my brother.
miss when
So
I could fucking get systems that cheap. I fucking hate YouTubers. They fucked up
yeah, yeah, they
everything.
ruined everything, dude.
Yeah,
I
fuck
miss
them.
I miss that. The nostalgia tax is real and it really ruined everything. Like this used to be a fun hobby, like the retro gaming. I guess that's the scariest part of this creepypasta is remembering when you could
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
get rid of the 64 shit.
Game price inflations, like people just being able to fucking go on eBay and be like, this is price. But this price isn't what it's actually. This is price. You pay
Yeah.
$84 for Mario Kart 64 out of box scuffed up.
I mean, yeah, not that long ago, dude. Like it was when I was already like almost like on my own, like yeah, like so like 10, 11 years ago. I bought Sonic Spinball complete in box, like everything was there, manual cartridge, box wasn't scuffed or nothing. $5.
Honestly, that's what these games should be fucking worth. They're not rare. Like, the reason
Yeah.
why NES games were higher priced and Atari games to a degree were higher priced that they had their boxes is because people threw away the boxes. But with like
Yeah.
Sega Genesis games and N64 games, you can still find a lot of them in really good condition. They shouldn't
Yeah.
cost as much as they do.
Yeah, it's a really funny thing too with the whole like value and whatnot because like I'll see Zelda for NES be more expensive than Bible games, the unlicensed bootleg, even though factually, Dylan, Bible games, Bible Adventures is more rare than Zelda on NES. There are less copies of it out there. But yeah, so that doesn't it's just weird like the rules or whatever, but thankfully there's repros on AliExpress, and yeah, I have a whole bunch of Game Boy Advance repros because I'm not going to buy GBA games real because they're all too expensive. All right, so back to where I was. Even Brad's favorite, Mario Kart 64, as the games were useless without a system. Brad did well in school, but when visiting his parents' house one day, he decided to look in the attic. He found his old N64, brand new. No scratches or anything done to it. It repaired itself like fucking Christine. Uh, and a
Like, it's not
special,
dusty or anything.
yeah, that's like I was saying. I was saying it repaired itself. You know the Stephen King Christine, the
Yeah,
car. Yeah,
yeah.
and a special blue color to add. Yeah, it even got itself a new coat of paint, even because it's Christine and it loves Brad.
It makes me
Brad
worried
tried to
because it's
find games
blue.
to yeah. Brad tried to find games to play on it, but he sold all of them. He remembered all of them, but he was
So he went
low
up there to
on the
get the
dollar
games.
factor.
He went up there to get the games a while back. He didn't see the console there. He found all the games but didn't see the console.
What is this horrible Twilight Zone like ironic thing that he's trapped in where like he wants to it's like you got to get rid of the games, son. You don't have the console. All right, I got rid of the games. I found the console. Yeah.
Also, we're aliens.
Yeah, exactly. I can't trust you. You're Hitler. That's the Futurama one, but yeah. But he was low on the dollar factor. He decided to go to his local game store, Oogie Games, which was always operated by smart video game lovers who always knew knockoffs and tampered games from good
This
games
game is
to get his.
ass.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because they know they can tell tampered games, every time I try to give them Ben Drowned creepypasta cartridges, they turn me down. To get his favorite N64 game, Mario Kart 64.
Brad went into the store to find the N64 section, which required a map, I guess. It was full of games that he used to own, no shit. And there was even some copies of Mario Kart 64. Then the quest is done. Shut up. There were
My love
two,
quest
to
is
be
over.
precise. One new in box, which seemed to be untouched. Don't buy that to unbox it. Like, don't do that. You're a cunt. And one used, but the used cartridge looked great. What? The sticker and chip looked shiny and new. Then neither are bad. Why? Okay. Since the store was run by such smart employees, are you trying to show, or is this sponsored?
Yeah, I was about to say,
Is
is
DK
Oogie Games
Oldies?
real? You know what? While you read this, I'm just gonna look up if Oogie Games is real.
The employees marked the new Mario Kart 64 at $40.
Holy shit, Oogie Games is real.
Oh
It's
no!
like in New York.
Brought to you by Oogie
Dylan,
Games. Brought to you
Dylan, they
by
got Mario
Oogie
in front.
Games.
Like, I'm gonna just show you this. I know that like the people listening won't be able to see it, but here you go, Dylan. Look, there it is, and there's Mario in front, waving to you.
I'm gonna pull it up so they
Yeah,
can
Oogie
see.
Games.
Yeah, there, low
Yeah.
render Mario. That looks old as fuck though. Does Oogie Games still exist?
Yeah, that picture's from 10 years ago, but they do
Okay.
still exist.
Okay, well that's weird. That's really fucking weird. That'll probably be the thumbnail when this is re-uploaded, honestly. Um Fuck, I got lost.
Yeah, we got lost in the sauce because he's shilling for
Oh
Oogie
yeah, yeah.
Game.
And
Smart
the
employees,
used
the
one was
employees marked.
$32. So
Yeah.
$40 new in box, 32 out of box. What prices are these?
Yeah, this is a really hard choice. Like I really am pressed to like, like I would like to have it brand new for only $40, but I would like to save $8 because I'm also Mr. Krabs. Never mind the fact that like, you know, decades or even if this is like set in the 2000s when N64 cartridges could be cheap. Okay, years, only a few years, whatever, of wear and tear. Again, he said the cartridge looked nice, but like
It's
this price
$8
gap
more
is
though.
yeah, that's
Like it's
all.
not that much more. Brad thought that it would be foolish to spend $8 more.
God damn it, you fucker! I hate Brad now. Go back to your exciting schoolwork.
It'd be foolish to spend $8 more for a piece of cardboard, so he chose the used copy. Although on the cartridge there was a name written on it in gray marker, so even a game store employee couldn't see it. The name said Satin, otherwise
The
known as
name is
Satan.
Satin. It's Satine.
Brad saw this faint writing because he's psychic and wasn't bothered by it at all. He didn't even try to bargain a discount for it being there. After all, he had gotten an array of games that have had names written on them. You never said that before. This is new information. Squirrel, McCain, owned by John McCain, Hyde, Jekyll and Hyde, Presley, Elvis
He
Presley.
bought it and went to his parents' house quickly to play it. I just want to on them.
You're glitching, dude.
I'm glitching real bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. Can you hear me now though?
Yeah, yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, let me just see if I can like
Let me keep
uh
reading, though. It was
okay.
normal to him to have a name on an old cartridge game. He bought it and went to his parents' house and quickly and quickly to play it. Brad was so excited to play Mario Kart 64. In 12 years of not playing Mario Kart 64, he popped in his N64 and turned on the power. It started up normally. I fucking hate that line. I absolutely hate that fucking line. It's in every creepypasta ever. It started up normally. Although the music seemed a bit more echoed than he remembered, so it didn't start up normally. He chose to play as Tails. I mean, the time trials with both Wario on Rainbow Road. The lights from Lakitu started up and Wario sped off. He jumped on the first hill, but it didn't take him to the shortcut and landed with a thud, and Wario screamed, "Wah!" Brad remembered Wario screaming the "Wah!" before the extra part he didn't remember, and it made it sound like he was crying in pain. All of the lights in the sky seemed to be normal, a little redder than usual, but he didn't really matter to Brad because nothing fucking matters to Brad. The only thing in the sky seemed to be missing was Wario's face.
I like that this potential scary thing didn't matter to Brad, but saving that $8 fucking did. And I
Brad's
also want to
priorities
say
are
the
in
thing I
all
was
the wrong
saying.
places.
Yeah, I also want to say the thing I wanted to say earlier because my mic is being a fucker right now. I disconnected from Wi-Fi. See if that helps. Just use my actual router wired connection. But anyway, regarding getting retro game cartridges with names already on them. So I was buying NES games years ago. This is like 2018, like, and just like they were like gonna just stay with my brother and stuff. I think he still has them, but got had an NES like family clone, cheap family clone. I was getting real NES games though for it, and I was buying from the swap meet near me, and there was a name written on it, and I didn't realize until like I'm like, wait a minute, who's it was Castlevania, but you know whose name was on it?
Who's?
It said in normal letters, Pat Contry.
Dun dun dun.
The NES Punk, yeah. I guess he signed that for somebody, and then they sold it, and then I got it. Yeah.
They sold it just as a normal game, not even as a signed one. They sold it as a normal game.
Yeah, because Pat is just because there was a time where Pat lived in California, so that's
Is
probably
he
how it
even
ended up
known for
there.
reviewing Castlevania? What the fuck? Why? Why did he sign that game?
I don't know. Well, I guess somebody was like, "Dude, I love the NES Punk. Can you sign this cartridge I have?" And he was probably like, "Yeah, sure." And then he did. And then it turns out that guy would end up becoming the scumbag seller of the week. Not really. When Brad got to lap 2, the main part of the music still played, but the background instruments that made the music happy and sparkly disappeared.
Really
The
descriptive.
music, yeah, indeed. The music also seemed to echo. All the lights in the sky seemed to be missing. Oh, so you're just playing on Product 64, dude. This is just shitty N64 emulation. Except for the Boo, whose eyebrows seem to be redder than its usual purple
Wait,
color.
do the Boos have eyebrows?
Yeah, yeah. Remember, Boos have always had funny eyebrows.
What?
Yeah. You don't remember Mario Boos? Like in 2D, it's easy to notice.
I don't remember those fuckers having eyebrows. What?
Yeah,
You're
they have like
gaslighting
a
me.
butt eyebrow. Remember?
You're
They have like
gaslighting me.
a
Come on.
literally. I'll just here
I'm
again. You
Googling
can
it.
see
I'm
it. Like
Googling it.
yeah, I already did for you,
Oh, they
and
do.
you
They have
can
like
look there.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I guess that
like a
could be
butt.
considered brow. It doesn't really. It's not really eyebrows. It's like a brow line, like Sonic the Hedgehog has. When I think of
Yeah, but it's their
eyebrows, I think of
eyebrows
like
because
how Bowser has, like fluffy eyebrows, not like a brow line.
yeah. Well, it's a ghost eyebrow.
Oh yeah, touche, touche.
Yeah. It has the same definition as their eyes, so I guess yeah, it's an eyebrow. All right, so we were at yeah, eyebrows seem to be redder than usual. When Wario passed it, it uttered a soft cackle, the cackle which boos usually sound off. Again, all these fuck
So for
ups.
it
I like
sounded
how
like
when you make an
Kefka.
N64 creepypasta, when you make a Nintendo 64 game creepypasta, I don't even think that like it's scary. I just think that you're using an old version of Product 64 because for the longest time and still now, N64 emulation is fucking terrible and thank God we're getting decomps of stuff.
Yeah, decomps and recomps are the best way to play in 64 games. You can fight me on the street.
Yeah. Brad finally got to lap 3 of the race. Now, the chain chomps didn't follow their usual zigzag paths along the road. They all seemed to follow Wario wherever he went. Brad even tried to go to the full left side of the road when the chain chomp was at the full right side of the road. He missed it,
This is
but
not
it hit
scary at
him
all.
like a red shell following him. Each time a chain chomp hit Wario, his voice seemed to sound sadder, like he wanted to cry in pain. When Wario passed the boo this time, the boo let out a cackle that was louder than last time. And just after that, the sixth chain chomp came up to Wario and hit him. This time, cracking Wario's neck and back and killing him.
You're killing me!
You've killed me. Good.
Without any music to comfort Brad, Wario's body like fucking like Brian when he gets hit by the fucking car.
Brian, look out!
Wario, look out! Wario's body when his cart just lied
Fuck.
there. A small pool of
Small.
blood followed
Yeah.
shortly after. In about 20 seconds of silence, a text box appeared on the screen saying, "You killed him." Good.
Good.
Now there's no way out of this. Brad was scared of this, as he had never seen this before in this game. Still, without music, two options appeared on the screen: try again and quit. Brad chose try again, but he was greeted with the same message: "You killed him. There's no way out of this." Brad was very
Brad was
scared
very
now.
scared
What
now.
would happen if he pressed quit and just left Wario to die? It was his only option, so he pressed quit, only this time to be greeted by a very similar message: "You killed him. There's no way out of this, Brad."
Brad was terrified at this point. He went up to turn off the N64. When Brad, let me guess, it's gonna burn him. When Brad just put his finger on the power
You
button,
know,
not even turning it off. Yeah,
author, you don't have to mention that he's Brad so much. He's the only character in the fucking story. You could say when he put his finger on the power button. We know it's
yeah.
Brad. Trust us to know it's Brad.
When Brad just put his finger on the power button, not even turning it off, the game said in Mario's voice, "See you next time." Brad turned off the N64 immediately after the voice ended, but then the N64 produced a high screeching sound that sent Brad flying into his bedroom wall, instantly killing him.
Wait, what?
He fucking died. He was like in a Sega commercial. Wrong answer, pal. Show him the games, and then fucking killed him. Brad's family heard the noise and went up to his room to see what it was. They cried when they saw Brad's bloody,
He's in the
dead
same pose
corpse.
as Brian as well.
Yeah, stuck in his bedroom wall. Damn, he fucking like got
Like
like
a
caked
Looney
into it
Tunes.
yeah, like a Looney Tune, like an instant fossil. His TV showed Wario's dead corpse lying on Rainbow Road. The TV screen still said, "You killed him. Now there's no way out of this, Brad. The police were called to investigate. No evidence was really found of Brad being murdered by someone, but one of the policemen quietly stole Brad's N64 with Mario Kart 64 and to give to his Nintendo loving son to
Yeah,
fix
nothing
it.
sus about that.
But upon close inspection of the game, the policeman found the gray marker signature of Satine, looked at it through a magnifying glass, and noticed that near the I letter, there was some erased gray marker. The policeman noted that the I originally used to be an A.
Dun dun dun. Okay, this story was perfect. Like
Yeah, that
it's
was
the
actually
best kind of bad. It is the
this was
best kind
yeah.
of bad. We only got to be in one level, that being Rainbow Road. We had like the usual fucking culprits of like glitches, sound errors, and blood, but it was all done in such a way to where it was delightful. Like it's the best story to just read and make fun of. It's not a good story. It's not a scary story to any degree. And it mentioned Brad's name way too fucking much. I wonder if he was the main character of the story before he fucking died. But yeah, uh, overall, I think that this was an amazing story. What did you think of it?
Well, like I said, my problem with because I love all of these like these creepypastas of old video games on cartridge and stuff. I find them so amusing and fascinating, but it's hard for me with the N64 ones because, like I said, I mean, like I just think about like, oh well, these all are like graphics and sound being improperly represented is such a like a Project 64 thing, so I just think that. But then I'm also like, I almost want to chime in when it's like Wario fell, his cart lay there, dead body, small pool of blood. I'm like, yep, just like in Project 64. But I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this, and I like that he fucking died exactly like he died like Wario. And then the police officer that was supposed to help, they're like, "Yeah, there's
I'll
nothing
just
suspicious
steal his
here about this
shit.
fucking son caked. His corpse is caked into the wall. I'm gonna take this N64. No one will notice because they're grieving their
Oh look,
son.
a
That's
free
now,
Nintendo 64.
yeah, their son has now become fucking as flat as Game & Watch, and he fucking is dead. But I'll take this for my son. He'll enjoy it, and nothing bad will happen. It says Satan on it, but nothing bad will happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one was better than the Sonic one. There was one part in the Sonic episode 66 creepypasta that was actually scary though. So that's already more than this. But this was overall, this was more amusing and more entertaining and made me feel better reading it. Him being fucking like like so specific about like needing to save that extra $8 got me because we just went into the conversation about like how it's like it doesn't even matter because it's only $8, and then he goes, Brad thought it would be foolish to spend $8 more
What's that
for
eight
a piece
dollars
of
gonna do for you now?
cardboard.
You're fucking dead, Brad.
Yeah, if he had spent that extra $8, he wouldn't have gotten the Satan copy.
You would have gotten the fucking Pat the NES Punk copy.
Yeah, that's right. I need to write my creepypasta about how I played Castlevania and bad things were happening to me. I looked at the back of the cartridge and it said Pat Country.
Okay, but now let's move on to the last one.
All right.
This one's like mercifully short, thank God,
Oh, it's
because
beautiful,
my throat
dude.
is hurting me.
This is beautiful. It is so
So we're we're
small that
gonna
I can see everything.
we're gonna do this. I'm gonna split it in half. I'm reading first this time. I'm going until shaked as he walked the dog bark. As he walked and the dog barked. That's like middle of the story.
All right.
Do you see where that's at?
I'm looking for it.
The the line starts with shaked as he walked and the dog barked.
Yeah, there we go. He
Okay.
walked and
That's
the dog barked.
yeah,
Okay.
you'll take over at that
The
point.
ground shaked as he walked and the dog barked.
Yes. I'll
All right, yeah,
stop before that.
excellent. I've highlighted where I can read, so I will read.
Okay.
It'll be cool.
So, the story we have now is Santa Claus because it's Christmas time. We're gonna theme it somehow. There actually isn't a lot of Christmas creepypastas, and I'm kind of disappointed with the world. Not a lot of shit ones, apparently. But
Yeah.
let's read Santa Claus.
And it's Claus spelled with a W. This is Tim Allen as Wolverine.
Santa
Uh,
Claus, the plump bearded man who comes down the chimney at night. Everyone knows him. What about Santa Claus? I have had my encounter with him, and I'm going to tell you. Are you ready?
Can I
No.
just say they spelled it wrong both instances because the first because we're talking about what about Santa Claus with a W, but the first Santa Claus, the plump bearded man, that is the Tim Allen one. Look, it's got the E at the end. Tim Allen is in this.
Okay. It all started Christmas Eve at 5 p.m. I was over at my aunt's house. I was eating some turkey and I saw a shadowy figure at the doorstep. I heard a scream. It sounded like someone being murdered. I assumed it was all in my head, and I and myself was a little tired. I was only 11 at the time.
Mhm.
The moment and was really dumb. Nothing has changed. Isn't
Isn't everybody?
everybody? No, it's just you.
I am.
I was on my way home and I was really. Wait, are we forgetting about the scream thing? I was on my way home and really tired. I put
Yeah, he
cookies and
put the
milk
scream out of his head.
for
He put it. It's
Santa
out of sight, out of mind.
and carrots for the reindeer. I don't know anybody
Nice.
who does that. My
Yeah.
sister, Angelica. Fuck, go for the Rugrats reference or the Chris Chan reference. Rugrats reference or the Chris Chan reference. Was only 6 at the moment and wanted to, she's probably gonna eat the cookies. I went with the Rugrats one. Wanted to stay up
Yeah.
and wait
Yeah.
for Santa to sleep. Wait, what? Stay with Santa to come. Okay. I obviously said no because I
No.
knew he would never come. She kept bugging me, and eventually I gave up and said yes. I grabbed a blanket and my phone for entertainment. Angelica gave up around 8 p.m. I just stayed up and I drifted off to sleep. Some sound came out of the kitchen and woke me up. I assumed it was just the ice maker causing all the chaos in the world. The
You know
noise.
what? Can I just say that I like that this guy doesn't jump to the like extreme conclusions of there's demons or there's some my NES is possessed or whatever. Anytime something fucking creepy happens around him, he's like, it's probably just me being crazy and dumb, aren't we all?
Yeah, but he literally heard someone getting murdered and he thought that. That's not
He
good.
brushed it off. Yeah. What
The
a great
noise
guy.
grew louder and louder until I couldn't take it anymore. I realized Angelica wasn't next to me. My mom must have brought her to her bed.
Her bead.
To her bead. Me on the other hand, was to be picked up. The parents weren't under
The presents.
the
Yeah.
presents weren't under the tree, and the cookies, we
We not
not
bitten.
bitten. I walked to the kitchen to turn off the ice maker. My dog, Jack Frost, was barking at the window. Stupid dog! You
Stupid
made me look
dog.
bad.
You made me look bad. Ooga
I,
booga booga.
I realized, I realized it wasn't the ice maker making.
The noise. It was coming from the backyard. I like to imagine that there's like a demon out there making the exact same noise as the ice maker with its mouth.
That's the noise Santa Claus makes. I mostly, I most
I most
definitely,
definitely.
I most definitely was not going out there. Wow, this guy's
Hold on, I
boring.
gotta read this. That's my fucking language. This is my neck of the woods. I most definitely was not going out there. I went back to the couch and played on my phone for 5 minutes. I
That's
heard
why this story
footsteps.
has been fucking so dumb. It's being told from
It's
the
in Cal.
perspective of a Ninja Turtle this whole
Yeah,
time.
this is in California. I heard footsteps and assumed it was my. It's totally Kyle.
I heard the
And assumed
Foot
it was my
Clan.
dad coming to put the presents under the tree. It wasn't. It was a thin, bony man with a hook as big as your computer. He was pale and had dark blue eyes, as blue as the ocean at dusk. His hair was dark brown, and he had a few gray strands. He was dressed in a Santa suit 5 sizes too big. The ground shaked as he walked, and the dog barked. He bent down and shut his mouth with his hook. Fuck, that's actually kind of creepy a little. I gotta give this story credit for a sec. I yanked the blanket over my head. My hands were too shaky, wrong to call 911. They were too shaky to spell right as well. I held my breath for 15 seconds. I let out a large gasp for breath. I think he heard me because I felt him lay the hook on the blanket. He yanked the blanket off of me and laid his big blue eyes on me. He stared at me for a few seconds and took a hold of my shirt and lifted me up. He stated, "Your presents aren't going to be here, and neither are you." I felt a tear roll down my face. He cut my arm, and blood dripped on the white blanket. I cried softly, and I opened my mouth to scream. His only hand without a weapon shut my mouth so hardly I thought my teeth would fall out. That's how that works. Look, I have shitty teeth, and even mine wouldn't do that. A loud muffle came out from my room. I guess my sister heard it because she came down the staircase and was in shock. She screamed, and it caught his attention. He dropped me in the puddle of my own blood. He walked over to Angelica swiftly. I cried to her to run and get Mom, but it was too late. He took a hold of her. I got up and called the police as fast as I could. I explained the situation, and they were on their way. Angelica screamed, and my mom ran down the stairs. My dad, after her with a shotgun from his safe. He shot the man, and the man fell across the room. The blood splattered
Wait, so they
everywhere.
just win?
Yeah, they just won. They fucking fucked
What?
him up.
They killed him?
Yeah. I like that the sentence like, "I'm scary, I'm scared."
He fucking dies?
He fucking dies. The blood splattered everywhere. On the walls, on the window. It felt like a ride from Seaside Heights. Where's Seaside Heights?
I don't know.
I
This
would like
guy's
to
fucking
know.
stupid.
Yeah, you want to do the last? Oh, it's in Jersey. This guy's in fucking
Oh,
Jersey.
okay. The police finally
I've been here.
arrived, and he was sent to the hospital. And he? Who's he? This was the
Santa.
first
Santa
oh,
Claus.
okay. He was sent to the hospital. They examined the house and told us the man was Santa Claus, a serial
With a
killer.
W.
He
With a W.
usually comes on Christmas Eve in all the houses with his hook. He's well known. That's how they haven't stopped him till now. They finally
They finally
found
found
him.
him.
I was sent to the other hospital to get my arm stitched up, and this is how I became a creepypasta killer. The story may make you think differently of Santa. Actually, no, not at all. If the Grinch can pretend to be Santa and Santa's rep is fine, then this guy can pretend to be Santa and Santa's rep is fine. So lock your doors and close your windows on Christmas Eve because he was healed and was on his way to court and escaped. No one knows who he could get. He might
He
get
might get
you.
you. Yeah. I just get a really big kick out of the fact that he did write Santa Claus in the beginning, like the good
Wait!
canon Santa Claus as the
Wait!
Tim Allen one.
How did he survive being shot by a shotgun?
Well, he got shot. Well, cause he healed.
He
He
got
was healed.
healed up.
Yeah.
I
See,
don't think you
the
know the
thing.
destructive power of a shotgun.
Yeah, because he was healed and on his way to court he escaped. So yeah, you gotta be careful.
What? Does he have
Santa
like two
Claus.
organs left now?
Yeah, maybe he works like Jeepers Creepers, where like he like replaces what he loses by like eating the presents. I don't fucking know.
Santa Claus has Wolverine's healing factor too.
Yeah, he might have that. Yeah, this is the Hugh Jackman evil Santa.
But yeah, that was Santa Claus. A great story for a Christmas adventure. I think that
Yeah,
it was the right level of bad. It could have honestly been worse to be funnier. But I thought that because of how mercifully short it was, I don't really mind. Um,
yeah. I'd rather something be short than drag on.
yeah. Overall, I'd say the worst problem with the story would be is that there wasn't enough setup, and there really wasn't enough to like really get us engaged with the main character. I don't even think the main character had a name, did he?
Wasn't he Brad? I'm just kidding. He's not Brad. Uh, yeah, no.
It's
He
the
just
exact
told you about how
opposite
there's Santa
problem
Claus
that
and there's
Brad had. Like,
yeah.
this guy had no name, he had no identity. I didn't really care if he
His
lived or
only
died.
identity is Angelica's brother. That's his
Yeah,
only
Angelica
identity.
got a name. Why the fuck didn't he get a name?
He was hiding his identity because even though you went for the Rugrats reference, he was a fucking Sonichu.
His name was
That's why
Wild
he's
the whole
embarrassed
time.
he got his ass whooped by Santa Claus. He should have been able to beat him with his electric hedgehog power.
He was fucking what's his name? The one with the sword, Darkbind Sonichu the whole time.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, that was Santa Claus.
With a
Uh
W.
if I
Don't
can find
forget, that's what
another
makes him distinct.
if I can find another creepy Christmas thing, I might do this again, but I don't know. I don't think there's too many good Christmas
Yeah.
stories out there, and this one definitely isn't a good Christmas story. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the holidays. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.